I'm so excited to tell y'all something. The power of prayer is something that we need to acknowledge and we need to talk about. I need to talk about it. I need to talk. Listen, this past weekend was so eye-opening for me. It was such a testimony for me. And I want to share that because testimony is very encouraging whenever you need to see, does God actually do what he said he does? Does God still do these things? The answer is yes. A resounding yes. And I'm going to tell y'all right now. So every 2 weeks, one of my best friends has a women's ministry named His Heavenly Rose. And we meet every 2 weeks in the South Florida area. If you want to go, His Heavenly Rose is a great place to be. Okay. And this past Saturday, of course, we went and we met. Now, what's interesting about this particular Saturday is one of my friends that I have been praying for years. She finally was like, I want to come. And I was so excited, right? I was so excited. I just wanted my friend to come and experience the love of God. And I was just so happy because I was like, okay, God, you answered a prayer. Like, this is awesome. Like, this is years I've been praying for this. She's finally coming. Glory to God. That's all my little heart needed. But little did I know, God was really about to blow my mind and I had no clue. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my friend. My friend is there. And I know that God is the reason why she's there, but also too, it's an answered prayer for me. I look over to my right and I see my best friend who we've been friends for over 10 years. And there was a time in my life where I was not interested in God. And when I did come to the understanding of God, I still was kind of struggling with it. And my best friend was spending years praying for me to come into the full identity of Christ, to walk in my purpose and to just accept the call that God had on my life, right? And I'm looking at her and I'm like, I'm sitting here as an answered prayer for her. And it's just so interesting and insane the way that prayer has a chain reaction on people. My friend prayed for me. I prayed for someone else. Now my friend is going to go on to pray for more people and more people and more people. And the thing is with prayer, we don't understand when we're praying for a person, we don't understand the chain reaction that that's going to bring and build in that person's life. And that is exactly why God calls us to spread the gospel in the way that he does, the way that he asks us to love another, the way that we do, the way that he asks us to pray without ceasing for one another. Prayer is one of the most underutilized yet the most powerful weapons in the spiritual realm that we can use. It is our defense. And I had no idea the chain reactivity that would come. I'm sure my best friend had no idea the chain reactivity of what would come. Like, we don't know why God asks us to pray for people. And I think it's so imperative when God asks you to pray for people, really, really pray for them. Because if my best friend didn't pray for me, I wouldn't have prayed for someone else. And if I didn't pray for someone else, none of us would have been sitting there together. And it was so beautiful, you guys. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, I am so grateful. And I feel so like happy in my spirit because I know that when God calls us, he really loves us, but it's always bigger than you. Like, some of you guys are sitting here because of prayers that someone in your family that you may have never met has prayed for you. That is keeping you. And I know the situation may be hard. I know that things may be looking bleak. I know that sometimes it can be hard to have that faith and have that zeal and have that energy. But when you remind yourself that God is really who he says he is, God is still doing the things that he did in the Bible, God is still active and working daily, you will be inspired. You will want to make other people feel that God is doing a great work in your life and you have no choice but to share. I don't know. I'm just so, God is just, I don't know how to get anybody else to get it. And if you understand where I'm coming from, you'll get it. But yeah, the power of prayer, my God.